Welcome to the LGBTQ Real Estate Podcast, connecting LGBTQ homebuyers, sellers, and real estate pros since 2007. My name is Jeff Berger. I'm the host of the show. And with us today is David Gilmore. David and I have been working together doing marketing for LGBTQ real estate for I think about 3, 4, maybe 5 years now. Time flies. But he's a wonderful real estate professional located in Bend, Oregon. Beautiful part of the country. I've never been, but heard so much about it. David, welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, Jeff. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. And you'll definitely have to make it out here to the Pacific Northwest in the near future.
Well, I'm going to take that as an invite, and I look forward to visiting.
Great.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. So, our format is brief. We know everyone's attention spans are kind of slim these days. People are busy. We've got 15 minutes for the show. The purpose for this show and our mission is to tell the audience a little bit more about your area when it pertains to LGBTQ real estate and a little bit more about you. So if they're moving to the area, maybe they found this searching YouTube or Google, they know a little bit more about Bend, Oregon as an LGBTQ person or family, and now they know a great realtor as well. So let's jump into it. We'll start with our questions. David, tell us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally.
All right. Well, I'll keep it as simple as possible. I was born and raised in San Diego. So my partner and I moved to Bend in 2009, and we've been together for almost 27 years and just love Bend. We have a rescue dog, Poe, who's a husky, and he travels with us. So he loves hanging out in the car. And so we do a lot of traveling regionally and across the country as well, mostly domestic at this point because we have a dog. So we always feel bad having to leave him with a house sitter or in a boarding facility. So we try to arrange travel so we can take him with us.
Very nice. Very nice. And professionally, you're a realtor in Bend, Oregon. Tell us a little bit about your business, the areas you service, and
Sure. So I have been a real estate professional for 25 years, and it's been a wonderful career to be a part of. Um, my office here in Bend, Oregon is one of the larger offices in the region. And there are several outlying communities that I also serve. We've got Redmond, which is about 15 minutes north of Bend, and that's the next largest city. That's also where the regional airport is located. And then there's several smaller communities. What I like about Bend, and we can get into that here in more detail in a moment, is we've got everything from kind of urban living to very rural communities. So we have kind of a wide range of lifestyle opportunities that appeal to kind of everybody. I tell people there's really something for everyone here in Bend.
very nice. Yeah, I've heard many things about it. I've read about it online, seen photos. Very picturesque, beautiful, beautiful place. And okay, so with that said, we work together in the LGBTQ real estate space for some time now. And I know you have many LGBTQ clients. What is it about the LGBTQ community that you enjoy working with so much?
Well, I think first and foremost, I enjoy working with LGBTQ clients uh, because it's nice to see more of us coming to our community. Bend is relatively on the small side. We have roughly 100,000 residents, so it's not a large city. So I enjoy kind of seeing the diversification of the community continue and seeing the community grow. And it's nice to have kind of a common bond with clients. Kind of, it's nice to be able to honor and share that bond through the experience and cultivate those clients into friendships.
Very nice. Yeah, I speak with so many LGBTQ realtors like yourself, and the word you just said, friendships, really comes into fruition so much because, so many people are moving from across the country. They're looking for new things to do. And that bond you make with your real estate professional really is a strong one. You share a lot together, and very often you do become friends.
Yes, that's the case with most of my clients as well.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, you know, I know you're not the MC at your local drag bingo, okay? But you're a great person. What is it about you that the LGBTQ community enjoys working with you so much?
Well, I think across the board, in getting feedback from clients, trust has been a key component in why clients select me, as particularly LGBTQ clients. They trust me to, guide them in the right direction and, navigate them through the home buying process. Especially since every state is slightly different in both the purchase and the sale process as far as paperwork and documentation goes. They look to me to make sure that I's are dotted, T's are crossed, nothing's been overlooked. They believe that I do have their best interest at heart. um, so I think trust is a big component. My experience as well, just having been in the industry for over 25 years, I'm able to guide them through negotiations and explain kind of both sides of the transaction to them, so they have a better understanding of what's involved, as a buyer and or as a seller. So I think trust and experience are key factors in why LGBTQ clients do ultimately work with me.
Great, great. Well, I would say that's very important. To say the least, real estate could be a very complex transaction, and working with a professional like yourself, I highly recommend you. So, and that's why
Great.
we invited you to the show.
Yes, I
So,
appreciate.
yeah, a pleasure, a pleasure. So, I know you're very fond of your community. To someone watching this video, what is it that you love about your community that you'd like to share? What are your favorite things to do? Like it may be, for example, your favorite parts of town. It may be the arts, the great dining, the coffee shops, the wine bars. In a nutshell, what's so great about Ben that someone should know about that maybe they're not finding somewhere else on Google?
Well, I think Bend is just is such an awesome community. I mean, I could talk 15 minutes probably just about living here. Not even touch on real estate. For me, what drew us coming up from San Diego, which so many people think of as a dream destination, um, Bend really has the best combination of kind of small town charm and big city vibes. So, um, it's geographically small, which I really enjoy. We don't have traffic and things like that you associate with the big city, but we have, a great art scene, great dining scene. Um, so there's really kind of the best of both worlds in Bend. And a big attraction for a lot of people moving here is access to recreation. You could be skiing at Mount Bachelor in less than 30 minutes. You could be kayaking or floating down the river.
Well,
You've got quite a lot of mountain biking trails, things like that. So really amazing access to the outdoors. We're considered kind of the Palm Springs of the Northwest because of golf in the area. So there's really something for everyone to do. And then if you're an indoor person, again, there's great arts. We've got indoor and outdoor pickleball facilities. So really something for everyone, regardless of what your interests are.
very nice. And yeah, I would agree. There's something for everyone. You had me at skiing, by the way. I
Yeah,
love
we've
to
got
ski.
great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, getting back to real estate, I know you service, like you said, there's a downtown, there's rural. Tell us a little something about the housing stock For example, like what kind of homes can people find if they're looking to move to Bend?
So I will say, housing stock can be somewhat limited just because we are, again, a smaller geographic area. But as far as variety goes, I mean, we have it all. We've got some mid-rise condos that will give you a more urban, feel, some modern townhomes, historic homes, which are typically centered around the downtown core. We've got some beautiful hillside communities that offer mountain views. Again, several golf resort communities as well, and some very kind of high-end acreage estate neighborhoods, farms and ranches, horse properties with equestrian facilities. So it really runs the gamut. We also have some less expensive real estate, which would be some manufactured homes and mobile home parks. We also have manufactured homes on owned land. So there are some great options for people in all budgets and price points.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You wrap that up really well. So there is a little something for everybody.
There
Well said.
is.
Great, great. So, so LGBTQ individuals and families that may be watching this, okay, they may read on, some articles or some blogs. And, my question to you is what should LGBTQ individuals and families who are considering moving to Bend, Oregon know about the community and its welcomingness to the LGBTQ community, in your
Sure.
opinion?
Yeah, so my personal experience and from what I've seen with other clients that have moved to the area, is Bend is extremely welcoming. Certainly in the last 10 or 15 years, it's grown exponentially. So a lot of people who are here are relatively new to the area themselves. And so I think that really does create kind of a more welcoming environment because they've all kind of been the new person on the block, at one point themselves. And so I find it a very welcoming community. Um, I think being, a smaller community as well, people do go out of their way to get to know a lot of the new people, get to know their neighbors, and kind of create that really, strong knit feel within their neighborhood. Um, I will say, in talking to clients that are LGBTQ and single, the dating pool is somewhat limited. So that's just, I think, something to be aware of. Because we are a smaller community, we don't have, I think, a large dating pool available. But
Hmm.
we've got great schools, and again, with such a diverse range in housing options. Um, the LGBT community locally is a bit more spread out, so we don't necessarily have like a gayborhood, so to speak. But we've got members of our community really throughout all four corners of the region.
Great, great. Well, that wraps that up well. Well said. And how about Pride and things like that? I know it's coming to that season. Is there a Pride parade in Bend?
So we don't have an actual parade, but we have a festival, which is an
Perfect.
all-day event. Yeah, it's nice. It brings out a lot of vendors. There are surprisingly a large number of LGBTQ owned businesses and services here in the community. So it's nice when they all come out. Gives I think the community an opportunity to see us in a more visible light. Um, and then there is a local business that actually does like a Sunday drag brunch. So we've got lots of fun opportunities to share with the community through the year.
Awesome, awesome. Well, if I come to visit, I want to have mimosas and enjoy drag brunch and have fun.
Perfect. Well, there's definitely lots of fun to be had here.
Great, great. And that leads to our last question, okay? When you're not selling real estate, what do you like to do in town or out of town?
So in town, definitely kind of hit the local dining scene. We've had kind of an explosion in food truck pods over the last few years. So it's a great opportunity to kind of explore, different cuisines, support local businesses. We've got our favorite local coffee shops and breweries. And then my partner and I and our dog Poe, we go camping in our Airstream quite a bit during the summer months and just explore the beautiful weather up here. Um, and so, yeah, really just kind of take advantage of what's available and offered here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest.
Wow, sounds great. Going out on the Airstream and just enjoying the area. It's just a pretty place you're in. And I hope people who have watched this podcast have found an excellent professional, David Gilmore. His information is there, davidgilmorehomes.com. We'll also include your phone number, your email, and other contact information within this podcast on YouTube. And we always end each show with 2 thumbs up because the world is looking up.
All right.
David,
Great.
give me 2 thumbs up.
There you go.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I think your picture froze, but that's okay.
Oh,
Internet can be like that. We thank you for being on the show, and thank you everyone who's joined this episode with us. If you have time to like this episode and subscribe to our channel, we would appreciate that. And thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
great. Thank you, Jeff.
A pleasure. Great to see you, David.
Same. Bye-bye.